Hey everyone, Rather Coherent here. For a day or two, I had to record using a different audio setup than what I was using. Not for what I was recording with, but for what I was hearing it through. And unfortunately, as a result of that, I switched to what OBS was picking up audio from. The problem then is that I forgot to switch it back. So for this video and the next one for the Seleucid Empire, I don't have game audio. That fucking sucks, and I'm sorry about it, but there's literally nothing I can do to fix it. So like I said, I'm sorry. Hopefully it won't ever happen again. Lesson learned. But if you need game audio to enjoy these videos, then I'm sad to say that these videos won't be enjoyable for you. Hey everyone, I'm Rather Incoherent, and this is Rome Total War Remastered as the Seleucid Empire. First, if you're watching these as I upload them, I'd like to apologize for the brief interruption in my upload schedule. I got sick, and then life got in the way. Shit happens, you know. But we should be back on schedule now. Next, this video is going to be a little bit different, because in the process of getting sick, I once started recording this, and then after like 10 minutes gave up because I hated the way my voice sounded. But in that, I played the beginning of this turn, and one thing that happened is I realized that these units I'm sending off to be retrained, they're somewhere. These guys. I was sending them to Pergamum. Pergamum doesn't have enough population to retrain them. Like, I could just make units at Pergamum and send them out. Since it's mutually exclusive, there's no reason to send them here. And I realized that probably the fastest way to retrain these units is just to send everyone up and conquer Nicomedia. I definitely agree with that still. However, something happened when I did this last time. This looks like a pretty easy siege. I have 4 full units of phalanxes, and they have 2 units of cavalry and a general. The thing is, because these units are so bad that I'm using, the AI is actually going to sally out at me. And that sally was a crushing defeat the first time I played it. It's part of why I did phalanx testing. And if you didn't watch that video, allow me to sum it up. Phalanxes should beat both generals, cavalry, and chariot generals. Even these phalanxes, the terrible ones. The reason that doesn't happen a lot of the time is twofold. The first is that these phalanxes will often be arranged too deep. If they're more than 4 to 6, I don't remember the exact number deep, they'll hold their spears up instead of forward and essentially contribute nothing. The second problem is that generals tend to have experience. This one doesn't. But they also tend to have command stars, and this one does. And the way command stars work is they essentially give that many chevrons to everyone who's right next to the general. So this man essentially is giving himself 3 extra defense and making it more likely for him to drive through these phalanxes, which wasn't getting tested when I was doing custom battles because, well, you can't give the enemy general command stars. So the big thing is that this guy, in a real scenario in a city, might be able to drive through because someone's not holding their spear forward, or because of his command stars, might simply be able to live long enough to get through the spears and into their formation. Now, having done all my phalanx testing and already lost this battle once a week ago, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to win this, but we'll see when we get to it. Oh yes, I'm at war with the Pontics. Terrible news for them. Also, probably bad news for these guys. I doubt they want to be here anymore. So now is the awkward thing that happens where I haven't played in over a week, and I have no idea exactly who's where doing what. I think it's definitely safe to say that these units are not safe here, and they need to wait to regroup with the rest of the armies. So I'm going to stack everyone up right here. I'm going to have these men get on the boat, because I'm pretty sure the point of this army was to go reinforce. This phalanx as well should be coming. And I can get them all the way up here, and it looks like we're ready to go to war with Pontus. Now, it does make me a bit sketchy about my war with Egypt. As I recall, there's a full stack around here somewhere that just sort of fucked off into the fog of war. But I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh, that's right. Armenia declared war on me. I'd completely forgotten about this. And they literally are just trying to starve me out because there's nothing else they can do. And I've only got 3 turns until that happens, which is actually enough time for reinforcement phalanxes to arrive and start a sally battle. And I wonder if I should send this phalanx east to help. I feel like if 5 phalanxes aren't doing it, then 6 won't either. So I'm going to send this one west to fight Pontus. Got a single phalanx I made in Damascus that seems a little bit, out of range to do anything relevant. And I suppose it's time to just start walking into Egypt with this big fuck-off army. I'm pretty sure that I can stay here for defensive reasons and still get to Alexandria next turn, but I'm going to walk the rest of the way just in case I'm wrong. Don't want to run that risk. We were moving our armies north to fight Parthia finally. And here there are no mercenaries to hire, unfortunately. And it looks like I'd already finished up everything I was doing on my eastern front. So it looks like all I have to do at this point is build everything everywhere. So let's get into that. Port in Larissa is going to make a shitload of money. Mines and phalanxes in Thessalonica, not that anything's actually getting built this turn. Phalanxes in both these cities in Anatolia. And I guess I'll send this north. Actually, I don't want to build a phalanx here. I want to build a boat so that I can ship these phalanxes from Nicomedia across to Byzantium in a couple of turns. That seems like a good way to get a quick city. I'll build land clearance in Ankara. I was considering building a dirt road, but I think that would actually just help Pontus invade more than anything. I'm going to build peasants here so that I can send this phalanx off to go join the other ones. And after I build this militia hoplite, this is going to be exactly a 20-unit stack, so that works out quite well. Land clearance in Sidon, and the same in Jerusalem, apparently. That's kind of sad. Figured they wouldn't need that. I'm going to keep building ranged cavalry here in Seleucia and Susa for just a little bit before I send them into the desert to conquer this city. This should be the last turn I do that. Actually, I imagine 5 is enough. I doubt the rebels here are particularly well armed. In Antioch, I can make a city barracks now, which I'm going to get started on. Actually producing real phalanxes instead of levy pikemen would be very nice. And Palmyra is literally unable to build anything else, so I'm going to drop their tax rate to low and not build this unit of phalanxes. And that looks like it's the whole turn. I've done everything I think I can. My spy is dead, but I have a diplomat here that can try to sell peace to the Parthians. They don't want peace. Okay. Let's go see if we can't make that deal with the Armenians instead. They don't seem any more reasonable, though. Oh, I was just checking my list tab. There's a boat out here in the Mediterranean that should probably be trying to get to a safe port. I don't know if they'll have very much success in that, but I may as well try. And yeah, that's the turn. Let's go. I probably should have done something with that diplomat, but okay. Here's the battle that I knew was coming. Oh, he does have chevrons. I just couldn't see them. So this guy has essentially 1 golden chevron, and the units near him will get 4 additional chevrons. This can very quickly go badly. It's a very easy fight to lose. So let's get into it. Something I quite dislike about battles where the enemy sallies forth is that with every other type of battle in the game, I can just go get a drink while the game is loading. But with sallies, I have to wait to pause as soon as the fight starts, because it starts unpaused. Just I'm fine with the fact that I can't play a min. I just don't know why it doesn't start paused. It's just very annoying. Now, a lot of the time what will happen with sally forths is that the enemy will do something weird where they have their units run around and they don't sally forth for about a minute and a half. However, in my experience, that has been unreliable. It's not very consistent at all that the enemy just wastes their time. It just happens frequently. So the first thing I want to do is I want to have these 2 injured hoplites just run forward to distract while I get everyone else in position. The problem is that if I do a V formation like this, obviously I can do it better than this, right? I can do it in much thicker lines than that. It's very easy for the enemy to get around my flanks if I do something like this. Or possibly worse, all of them just go for 1 phalanx and this one's basically irrelevant. So what I think is the best to do in this sort of scenario is to avoid having my flanks get killed. I'm going to have 1 draw out super thick, have another one draw out a little bit thinner, and then just progressively thinner, having more and more men in the center. This should help me avoid having my flanks get called out, and it should also be enough to make sure my center doesn't get broken through. I hope. This is pretty theoretical. I've not really tried formations like this before, but I've been thinking about this pretty hard because I know just how bad the unit disparity is. This is heavy cavalry. These are militia hoplites, better known by the street name peasants with spears. My saving grace is that Pontic cavalry tends to start in skirmish mode, so they're actually going to run back and give me extra time here. Yeah, they have javelins, and they're like, oh no, we can't engage. We'll win too quickly. All right, this should be fine. This looks like it's more or less what I was hoping would happen, I think. I'm gonna give everyone a stop command and see if that causes them to fix their formation a little bit. The answer is no, but they're fine. And the enemy is not doing a whole lot here. This is going pretty much perfectly. Also, I did not realize that your commanders had the horn ability, even if they weren't your general. I thought that was unique to family members. Nice. Apparently that was their king. Oof. What are these guys doing? Do you just not want to be alive? Alright, this seems like it's going really well. Logically, moving forward would be really good here. It would kill a lot of them. I'm worried it's going to cause everyone to lift their spears and die. Oh, yep. Alright, cool. At this point, I need to issue an attack command to get any sort of saving grace out of this. Alright, cool. Break phalanx, run in. It's kind of important. Oh, we're not getting in, are we? Yeah, no. Okay. It looks like there's one more horse coming around from the side, so what I want to do is line everyone up over here. So I need to figure out what the fuck this cavalry is doing before I can really make a move. Okay, I think I just managed to take the gates because the AI is terrible. I mean, they'll run out of javelins eventually. This sucks. There's literally nothing I can do about it. Okay, they ran out of javelins and decided to leave. Good. Perfect. Let's get everyone in town then. Did they actually not? Okay, cool. I guess we're fighting. The danger's of double speed. Oh, the danger's of double speed for my enemy, apparently. They made a mistake. Man. The military genius of what that unit just did is impressive. Alright. Alright, guys. Just go stab them. The more I try to control this, the more I feel terrible about myself. At least based on this one battle test, I feel really good about having, like the same super phalanx things I've been doing, but having some of them drawn out ultra thin to protect the wings in a forward charge. Like in an open plain, that's possibly the most inflexible formation imaginable, but for specifically trying to block a gate, that seemed pretty fucking good. Now, Nicomedia is not a very large city, so I have to occupy this, I think, just so I can afford to retrain. Alright, and that's all that happens over the turn. Can I adopt that man? Fucking no, I can't. Wait. Nope. It is in this tab, not the other one, but I still can't adopt him. I feel like I should be getting so many adoption messages. I've got so much land and so few generals. Okay, so Ankira is unable to recruit any defenses. They're about to get sieged, and they're probably about to die. Let's be perfectly real about this. Honestly, not the biggest deal to me. I think I'm okay with Ankira being lost. Nicomedia doesn't have a barracks. So, a slight hold on all my brilliant plans about making units there. So I had these two units moving to join up at Nicomedia, though honestly they might be crossing the sea and fighting Thrace and never ever dealing with Pontus. That's more of a job for this army. Imagine looking at this army and saying confidently that it is the best army you have ever fielded in the campaign. It doesn't feel good. I may as well build a watchtower here, just to get a better idea of what's going on, and the answer is that they do not have the ability to oppose this army, it looks like. Now, unfortunately, despite having really done nothing to stop Pontus from striking back at me, that's kind of it for this turn in terms of dealing with Pontus. So, let's go see what's happening with Egypt. Alexandria is suffering from a plague, and they left all of their best units for the field, including their faction leader inside the city. This wasn't how I was expecting to lose my army. But okay, I guess I'll lose the stack to plague, it's fine. It's not like I'm going to not conquer Alexandria just because the city is poison. Now, since I only have one stack fighting Egypt, that's kind of it for this war. To try to make sure this ship doesn't get sunk, I'm going to have my other boat come out to hang out with it, make sure it stays safe. And I think it's time to start sending these dudes into the desert to look for another city. I don't precisely remember where it is the problem. Excuse me? There's just a stack of 5 rebels over here? That's cool. I'll wait, I guess. I'm not going to try to fucking fight that. So, conquering these rebels might take a bit longer than intended. Also, Seleucia is having a terrible time over here. More peasants will always do the trick, though. And now there's this stack of Parthia that I probably need to deal with. No mercs to hire, which is a shame. Going to organize the army a little bit. So this army might be better than the other army was fielding just because it has some more generals in it and more cavalry, but it's also quite a bad army, and clearly one of the best ones I have. And he thinks he can take me in a field battle? I know it's a shit army, but man, that is some undue confidence. Let's handle that in a little while. I want to look at the rest of my turn before I do it. There's no way to sally out this turn, so I'm just going to move him up. Move this guy to help eventually. Here, I need to fight Macedon, who has left just their faction heir leading the siege. Excuse me, Macedon, what are you doing? Macedon, I don't understand. Now, Thessalonica can hold out for a turn. I think my best bet is to deal with these units before they join up with anyone else. So this is definitely going to go fight them. I don't know what else is coming. At least this needs to go fight. And I think that's enough that they won't run away. Yeah, okay. I think I can just crush them with this and not use my whole army for it. And the reason I don't want to use my whole army is because I'm worried they're going to retreat either out of range or next to a stack with a general. It'll be harder to pick them off. So this seems pretty good. Okay, so this is a very unusual formation, especially compared to the stuff I'm usually doing. The reason I'm in this strange formation is that I want to use my ranged units to shoot them as early as possible, and then I want them to retreat behind the safety of the phalanx. My general's only job is to distract. Eventually, he'll hammer an anvil with my phalanxes, of course, but his main purpose is just to make sure that the AI can't freely engage, has to waste its time dealing with my cavalry instead of my archers. And the reason for this weird phalanx formation that's currently all fucked up, but will be here soon, is because I want to make sure that I have something to retreat behind. I want to make sure that I'm not going to be getting flanked, that everything's going to be okay. And honestly, I'm just having my general run a circle around all of this. I don't feel like I need to use him to deal with this unit at all. I've got plenty of ammunition. And they're just fucking melting. It's very sad. I could run through the gap and just charge him in the rear. I like how ballsy that is, which is why I'm trying to do it. And I, in fact, am doing it. It'll save ammo. It seems like a good thing to do. Now my archers can start shooting at somebody else. My slingers aren't quite in range yet. The amount of work you can do with one general and two good ranged units is fucking silly, isn't it? I'll put these guys back on fire at will now. These guys haven't retreated yet. I'm kind of surprised they haven't tried. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Why do you have reinforcements? Where was this army? All right, this is actually all still fine. But change of plans. Everyone break phalanx. This pike levy needs to be drawn out pretty wide. Hoplites on their flank over here. Hoplites on their flank over here. And this general suddenly has a whole lot more work he needs to be doing. I wasn't planning on fighting two armies here. I wasn't paying attention, apparently, when I engaged. I'm guessing there was someone in the trees right next to him. Or that I was between him and another army. I love the idea that I get to look back on this in editing and realize how stupid I am. Alright, I actually want to have these guys specifically shoot the levy pikemen now. I have my general stop behind these archers. Apparently he just lost a man to running through the archers, which sucks, but oh well. Because theoretically, this boost he gives a nearby unit should apply to ranged attacks and help me quite a lot. At this point, they're close enough that I have all my dudes run back behind the phalanx. I'm going to have this general start running this way to get around out here. If I run him out back through this route, he'll get shot by these archers. And despite the fact that I'm fighting literally twice as much army as I intended to fight, I think I'm still completely fine. No. Actually get behind the phalanx. It's important. And also, the phalanx should probably be in phalanx formation. That would help quite a lot. The way this battle line looks like it's forming up, it looks like my hoplites don't need to be covering flanks at all. And it also looks like they are just giving me every ability to hammer and anvil them into oblivion. Yeah, these guys keep moving back and forth, unsure if they should actually engage. And they finally have, so now I'm good to go in. I mean, with good fucking reason. So far, this is going really, really well. I actually have both of my units of archers just focus on their archers while I run this down with my general for a hot second. I think that's enough that that unit gets wiped out completely. I want my ranged units to focus on this other general now, while my general either kills these archers or sweeps in to kill this phalanx. Both are completely fine results. And I'm probably going to go for the phalanx first. The archers seem like I can handle at any time. No, this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. This is stupid. This is the only way I could possibly lose my generals by doing this. And I think the archers are actually retreating, now that I look at this more. It looks like maybe the only thing to make it out of this battle is going to be one unit of archers from the enemy. This is definitely a controlled retreat at this point. I just want to do my best to actually kill all these units. I think I can just charge this militia hoplite directly in the back, and that'll be pretty good. Because they're retreating in phalanx formation for some godforsaken reason. Yeah, everything's routing at this point. And for some reason, my general gave up when it started routing. Yeah, this has been pretty easy despite fighting literally twice as many troops as I meant to. This has been comically easy, actually. These ranged units and generals are just doing so much work. We lost 60 men and killed 1,400. Cretan archers and Rhodian slingers, man. They do not fuck around. Let's actually look at how much work those units specifically did. My bodyguard killed 500. The Cretan archers killed 400, and the Rhodian slingers killed 300. Not to besmirch the levy pikemen and the militia hoplites that, you know, made the wall that allowed them to safely do their jobs, but still. Guess there was just an army right here that I didn't see. That's embarrassing. And it looks like that one destroyed unit of phalanx and their unit of archers, sadly, got onto the bit. The hard part of this isn't winning these two battles. It's winning these battles in a way where I kill both generals, and I do it this turn. This man's a 3-star general. Let's just send one phalanx to go see what chevrons he has. None. It's not that bad. If I attack this, does he try to fight me? He does. Do I think I win that? It's 2 units of phalanxes versus just a general. I want to send this unit of pikemen to help. And that might be enough to make him retreat. Yeah. Oh well. Oh, but he did not retreat to the right location at all. So now I can attack with this unit again, fight the battle on the battle map, but I can just control my other army with the archers and not use their movement points to actually do the battle. And then they can go left and fight the other general. This works perfectly. My plan is relatively straightforward here. I have a lot of units that I'm trying not to use in this fight. Simply because if I were to use them and they take damage, I wouldn't be able to recover the units. I want them to be in the battle just for morale reasons, make sure no one thinks they're outnumbered or anything. But generally speaking, my plan is to not use any of these. I want my ranged units to do work, like always. I want my phalanxes to protect them, like always. And I want my general able to sandwich his general if he actually charges into the phalanx. But beyond that, none of this is really specifically or meaningfully planned out. It seems like he's definitely interested in my general, right? Man, I have no idea. Yeah, he's trying to fight my general. And then this is so stupid. He's just letting me shoot him now. I was planning on pulling back once I got his attention, but I guess I'll do this instead. It's a sad way for a Macedonian general to die, huh? Okay. Well, that's the fight, I guess. Cool. I don't understand what's happening, but it works for me. It's literally just the general left as the Cretan archers run out of ammo. Now, I could obviously charge my general into win, but he might rout without dying. So instead, I'm going to have the slingers throw rocks at him. That seems more likely to actually kill him. Come on, guys. There we go. This was not heroic. What are you talking about? Now we have one more small fight with Macedon left. It's not a good army compared to the ones I've been using. Why are these at 142 and 133? I don't remember ever taking losses on them. Were they like that at the start of the turn? Thinking on it as I was reloading the save, I'm almost sure I do know what it is. I'll be figuring out for sure in editing. They were probably being fired upon by enemy archers, which is a good strategy. These are clearly my most important units. But I still have enough of them to conquer all of this, I think. And hey, they'll replenish at some point. It's been how many turns I hired them? No, only 9, but still. So, let's fight this guy. Oh, he retreated, shit. I mean, not far enough, though. Are there any mercenaries I can hire? No. Yeah. I can easily win this, so let's go do that. Exact same thing I've been doing. Range units in front of my phalanxes, and we're going to just rain hell on them. Very straightforward. Unfortunately, my enemies are on top of a hill, which is a slight hassle for me. So I'm going to have to do some stuff where I wait for fatigue once I get on top of the hill with them. Alright, looks like they're actually coming to fight me, so I'll switch to fire at will. I was planning on waiting for stamina, what little I had lost, but I guess I'll do this instead. They're just coming for my general. I'm just going to run around them. I mean, this doesn't work. You're not allowed to do this. I need these guys to retreat. I haven't been paying enough attention because I've been distracting my general at double speed, but they should still be fine. Looks like I lost 1 slinger. I think I'll live. Alright, yeah, everything went perfectly fine. A little bit sloppy towards the end there, but perfectly fine. And I'm just going to sit for a little bit, wait for my stamina to come back, because I've definitely run around more than he has. He's already lost 60% of his men to my... Oh no, did I lose 4 whole slingers? Damn shame. Some of them might have been phalanxes. Alright. Same thing as we did the first time. Not going to be very different. Similar results, I imagine. These poor guys. They just were not equipped to fight. I mean, these are the mercenaries from their lands. They should be equipped to fight these. Alright. These guys are finally out of ammunition, so now it's all up to the Rhodian slingers. Oh no. My slingers actually got caught a little bit. I mean, it's fine. It's not fine as this man might get away. Yeah, nothing I can do about it. I did my best. He's only getting away with like 5 units though, so it's not that big of a deal. But I would have very much liked to kill him and not send him running somewhere else. My Rhodian slingers lost 5 men. Sort of probably not worth, to be honest, to kill 2 units militia hoplites. And he's going to retreat to Apollina, it looks like. And I'll go ahead and drop a watchtower here just for vision, now that I've sorted out the Macedonian situation. And there's a lot left to do in this turn, but I've been recording for a while now, and this seems like a good stopping point. So, I've been Rather Incoherent. This has been the Seleucid Empire in Rome Total War Remastered, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then like, comment, subscribe, and all of that jazz. It really helps the channel grow. And I'll see you in the next one.